Girl, it has been so long. We are in a new setting, a new setup. I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh, I might actually have to put these pictures lower because you can't even see them in the background. Well, we are finally back with another Get Ready With Me. I have moved. If you're a real one and you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter, you already know that I've moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're gonna talk about it in this video. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna put a wig on our heads now. As I said, I just moved. I'm still unpacking. I don't know where my mirror is, so I'm gonna have to use my little hand mirrors. It might be a little weird. Matter of fact, I could use my Sephora Pro palette too. There's a mirror in here. Use my Pro palette as my mirror. I be influenced off of the things I be seeing on the gram too, and so I got some bold hole lace glue, so I'm gonna try that out this time. Finally got my good lens back, so girl, whew, that wide angle lens is so noisy. You wanna watch me lay my lace? I'm gonna try, you know, I'm gonna lay my lace and my wig is over there. I don't even have the wig. So yeah, I've been watching these YouTube tutorials. I'm trying to be like these girls that be making their wigs look good. I'm trying to be something like them, even though I can't find all my hair products. I really do be buying stuff off of Instagram. So aside from the bold hole lace, I also got this, the Blessed Hands. I've seen this girl, she was on Beauty Can Braids page. I know they be paying for their advertisements or whatever, but I got her Superior Edges and her styling gel. Try and see if I can slick down the non-existent baby hair, because this shit, ooh, that really did do something. Since we did so, wow. I might have to join the baby hair brigade. Hold up. But these are usually my problem areas when trying to do the bald cap method, because I have a lot of forehead, but I have a long forehead, and this side is actually pretty close to my eyebrows. So much so that I don't really want to put the wig too far past, because then it's like, you don't want the lace touching your eyebrows. That's just not cute. Girl. I mean, if that's all the forehead you got and the lace touch your forehead and you okay with that aesthetic, no shade to you, I'm not judging. But on me, I'm judging. I wonder if this is just beeswax. Like, what is in it? Shit I can't pronounce. Yeah, there's beeswax in here. It's alright, I'm about to spray all this gel on my hair anyway, so. Alright, so I moved from Dallas, Texas to Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, once my apartment gets set up, I definitely will have a ton of video. I have a video explaining my final thoughts on Dallas. I might actually re-record it, but I have something, I just haven't edited it. But I have to see what it's looking like, because I did it while I was on the road, and so it might look a little jankier than I care for. I have put this, what is this? Slick stick. It's supposed to hold your edges. This don't do nothing. It's just olive oil and other stuff. I have put this all on my edges already. Ain't slick, nothing bad. I'm gonna just get this all in here because I don't want none of my real hair in the way. I was trying to figure out, where did I put my stocking caps? I've moved into a 2-bedroom apartment, so I'm like using the second bedroom as a studio, and I'm trying to be more organized, and I don't really have an organized one in my body, so my mind is in shambles. Get down. Okay, now the ear tab things is where I always get messed up, and that this is always what comes off first. I don't really understand what people were trying to guess where I was moving to. Why so many people thought that I was moving or staying in Texas? And people always guess, always assume it's LA, because I do YouTube full time, and I'm just like, and I am going to go and blow dry this off camera and then come back and cut it, because I don't want to look like a condom while I talk. I hope it's hard enough. I think this is where I typically mess up, because it rolls back, but it's like so sticky to my head and it's hard. I think the common thing is to think that YouTubers are gonna move to LA. I really have next to no interest in moving to Los Angeles, because I feel like so many people who aren't from LA and that move to LA as YouTubers end up losing themselves. Everybody changes, never for the better. You know, I'm a person that's thinking about going back to school for my PhD. What does LA have to offer? Oh, okay, so I got the cap on by the grace of God. Dang, man, I really gotta finish unpacking, because I'm missing some foundation, and I'm really about to put my expensive ass Dior. We're gonna put some foundation on. I only have my expensive foundations, to be honest. It's kind of annoying. I threw out a lot of the stuff that I wasn't using anymore. Hopefully this doesn't lift up the... Oh, that's definitely gonna make it darker than me though. I probably should have just stuck to some daggone powder. I messed up. It lifts every part of the process. This sucker lifts, and it's so annoying. All right, we're gonna go in with some of the lighter Dior, this lighter foundation. I'm gonna use a little tinsy bit because Dior is not cheap. You see that right there? You see how it's inching? The whole thing is coming back. This is amazing. I can't get this right. Probably was doing it too heavily, too harsh. Wow, I keep getting up and down and up and down again and up and down, and it's getting a little annoying. Okay, so I'm in complete shambles because, well, my house is in shambles and I don't really do good energy-wise when, like, my apartment doesn't feel like a home yet because I'm unpacking. It doesn't smell like me yet. But I want to slay down because I have a new wig that I made from Beauty Hair Forever and I'm in love with it. If you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter, you've seen this look. Ugh, now it's wet and that might slide back this cap more. I might have to apply a cap a third time. Because you see how it's sliding all the way back right here? It was a little peak a minute ago and now it's like all the way back. And it's like, sis, just stay the F put. Okay, but as I was saying about LA, it makes sense that so many YouTubers do move there because it's the entertainment industry. There's more opportunity, especially if you are in beauty or comedy or one of the kind of mainstay silos that does really well here on YouTube. I'm in neither. I talk about history and culture and politics, and so moving to LA just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for doing what I do. No, I don't want to move back to New York because I don't ever want to sacrifice that much in order to make someplace that I live be successful. And I, in my heart of hearts, feel like New York is probably one of the best places I lived, but also, yeah, this cap is coming all the way back. I'm gonna have to put another one on. I made the cap a little tight. I made the wig a little tight. So you see, some of my hairline is just naturally gonna peek out, which is fine, because it matches the color of this wig. So this go around, we're fine. I tried to do the plucking thing. I don't know if you can see. I think I might have over plucked it a little bit, but this is how it looked on the video with the other girls. But once I style it, I'll get into the details because you'll see how I did it a little differently than I normally did. But I will have to redo this whole cap again. Now, normally I don't do the balding lace method. It's just a lot of work and I haven't been good at it lately. All right, this is what we're going with. We're gonna see if how good we can get it down. How good can we do it? But this cap is, I might be able to salvage it. All right, I salvaged as much of it as I can. We gotta move fast because my balding caps just love to slide back, and maybe this glue will help them stay on. So me moving to Charlotte, I feel like people have questions, and that's understandable. I don't particularly need to live anywhere in the world. I work for myself. One, I do YouTube full time. I feel like being in LA or New York, people just take advantage of you. People expect certain things of you, and I was not interested. I probably should have put the wig on my head first, but here we go. I'm gonna spread it out with an old piece of broke off comb. I don't need to go where everyone else goes. I've never been that person, and I don't really have I have family that lives in one area, but economically there ain't no way in hell I would ever move to Central Florida. I probably should have did this in pieces. That would have been smart, but we're not on our best today, clearly. Oh, this still needs to get dry. Oh yeah, look, there goes my cap, just sliding back again. Sis, stay where I got you at. All right, so this hair is from Beauty Hair Forever. It looks a mess right now. We are gonna clean it up as we talk through this. It's been a struggle. I was trying to slay. I just don't think maybe I'm built for the weave slay, but that's not why y'all here anyway. Thank God this ain't really my ministry. Damn, this is so frustrating. I mean, this wig ain't going nowhere. This little bit right here, I could just glue down right here and be fine. My forehead is tight as hell right now. I wanted to move someplace that had more of a black culture than Dallas. Dallas never had, and I said this in the video, Dallas never had a civil rights movement, and so it was kind of like the first city I ever lived in where I really felt like for real felt the whiteness. It's also one of Donald Trump's favorite cities. He's always doing events there. I feel like I'm supposed to put more than one layer. Whatever, we don't know. Who reads instructions? Did it come with instructions? Maybe they're on the website. Oh, here they go. I'm going to clean up some of this mess, tie this up, and then come back and do my makeup, which is much easier to talk, and then explain what this hair is on my head and get into how the hell I moved to Charlotte. It really ain't a whole lot of reasons, to be honest. I live where I wanted to live. I come here, I like it. I like where I live. I love my apartment. It just doesn't feel like home right now because I'm not unpacked yet. But this is Beauty Hair Forever. It is the same texture of hair as my short wig that I have been rocking for the past, what is it now, 2 months? And I love this. It is, ooh, let me look up the actual lengths because I sewed the lengths on in reverse, where you usually do the longest length first. I did the shortest length first. So it's a 16-inch frontal. It's the Brazilian deep wave hair with a 20, 18, and 16-inch length. I actually think they sent me 4 bundles on. I think the shortest bundle I got was 14. I'm gonna just save that because I also have some short hair left from when I made the short wig, because I like short wigs even if aesthetically people aren't interested in buying short bundles. I think they do really well, and you just need 2 bundles on a frontal anyway to make a wig. So I sewed the 16-inch on first, then 18, then 20, and then the 16-inch frontal, and I haven't cut the hair at all, and it's a look, sis. It's giving me Shaka Khan tease. I actually prefer to brush it out, but the curls are really nice too, so I'm gonna wet it down and comb it out wet so you can see the defined curls, and once I finish my look, maybe I will decide to brush it out because I love big hair, and so that's what I'm a fan of. All right, so there really isn't a whole lot of reason to why I moved to Charlotte. I'm at a point in life where I'm just gonna live life how I like, and a lot of what I do isn't gonna make sense to people. You know, it's kind of interesting. The more my brand grows, I guess you can say, the more successful I become, the more you realize that people, I don't know, the negativity always kind of comes to the top first, and that's what's hard. Like, I'm in Facebook groups, and sometimes when I see my videos posted, I see people talking about me negatively. And it's like, wow, is this what's life like? I feel like I don't come from a family that lives in one central location. My mother is in Florida, my dad's in Delaware, my sister's in Georgia. I know a lot of natural hair YouTubers moved to Atlanta. I don't do natural hair content anymore, so the point was. Also, I have like a precarious relationship with my sister who is very religious, and you know, I just think it's better. I don't know if us living in the same city will really allow our relationship. I'm kind of scared of where our relationship would go if we lived in the same place. And see? And so Charlotte was good because I like the city. I like the blackness of the city when I came here. I like the scene when I came here. Like, I needed enough to go on. You know, I'm a critic, I'm a cynic, and so I low-key do hate everywhere. But I wanted to live someplace that was a major hub, so the airport would be easy to get in and out of. Otherwise, my behind would just move to New Orleans and call it a damn day. But aside from the airport, I like that Charlotte has a proximity to where all my family is. So as I said, my mom is in Florida, my sister's in Atlanta. Atlanta's 4 hours away from here. You know, when my mom, I'm back on the same coast as the rest of my family. I'm back on the same coast as the majority of my friends. A lot of New Yorkers live here in Charlotte. Not particularly New Yorkers, well, some people that I do know actually live here. High school friends live here. I think I probably knew less people when I moved to Dallas. I actually know people here. I just don't currently have a car, and I'm gonna have to get one. I plan on getting one. The thing is, like, I moved from downtown Dallas, and living downtown, I actually had like a good access to the public transit that did exist in Dallas, and that the light rail actually got me places because of where I lived, and it was easy to get to. So I don't live in, well, I've never heard anyone say they live downtown Charlotte. Everyone lives uptown. I don't live uptown. So the light rail and that little tram system they got going ain't nowhere. Like, it's 2 miles. So I have to essentially ride my bike to get to it. So I'm gonna need to get a car because most things here are out in the suburbs, and that's fine or whatever. Now with my shorter wig, I was gelling it and moussing it to get that slick look. I haven't done that to this yet. The shorter wig feels slightly curlier than this, and I think just because there's less weight weighing it down. But once this dries, it'll be gorgeous. So let's get into a look. Ooh, I haven't gotten my eyebrows done in so long, girl. It's a mess. I vaguely remember how I felt after I moved my stuff from DC to Houston, but I think this is probably the most grown move I ever did because I have movers. I'm not economically hurt in doing this move. I could absolutely afford to do it. I'm just at a different place in my life, I guess. And so it feels very different than anything else. This doesn't feel like a familiar experience. And I'm a person who does move relatively often. All right. What I do need to find while I'm in Charlotte, well, I need to find a good eyebrow threading lady, because sis, it's been a month. I'm not really into church, but it's the South. You know, I did find a good church that I liked when I lived in Houston. I loved Hope City. If I could find something similar to Hope City, I'd be in there like swimwear. Or I liked Enoch in Shellingham, Pennsylvania, Philly. I did like Enoch. That was the church to go to. But other than that, I've never really enjoyed church. But I'm not a fan of like churches that, I think it's easier to say what I like. I like an intellectual service. I like someone who's not just talking to women about finding a husband, or that's just reciting scriptures that all tell us to have faith. Not this trying to upsell me through religion on capitalism. I don't need that. I don't want to go to a church that asks for tithing 50 million times. I don't like mega churches. So yeah, if you have some recommendations, leave them down below. It's kind of hard to do my brows because they're so thick right now. You know, my hopes for living in Charlotte is that I can engage myself a little bit more than I did in Dallas. I do plan on getting a car will change the shape of things. I do plan on getting financial with my sorority again. I've been working on this Creators for Change project, which I keep mentioning. It's not coming out until November now, but I am excited for it. Ooh, this is not the primer I want. I really like this little sample primer I got. I think from Ultime I have to go back and get this Lorac. You know, I'm a person who travels a lot, and so we'll see how it goes. I have closer proximity to the people who to my community, both all up and down the East Coast. So that'll be good. On here, oh, I was talking about my Creators for Change project. Yeah, so that video, which I've been talking about because it has, you know, you get opportunities and it causes you to shift away from the things that got you to these opportunities, as I've had to slow down on my content because that project was a lot of work. And I have a final video and I'm very, 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 very happy with it. Like, girl, I'm so proud of the work we did. But it's also like reminding me that I was able to take this grant money and amplify the voices of the people doing the work on the ground. Because as much as it's cool for me to be successful, it's like, you know, I talk a lot about political activism, and I don't want to be a performative black person at all. I want to be able to, my success to also mean that I am pulling others up with me who are doing the hard work. All right, we're gonna look at this lace right quick. We might F ourselves up in the game, but oh, it's a mess. Yeah, that would definitely be a mess you made with the lace. I thought I'd brush all the hair back. Like, my skin's still tacky. It's so weird. How the girls do, they be on YouTube just like, oh, just brush the hairs back and apply it, and then they make it look so smooth and clean. And I'm like, I know you lying. Y'all lying. Y'all must be doing something off camera and not letting us see. I meant to put, you know, I also meant to put foundation on the other side of my lace. So I've been in Charlotte for like 2 weeks. I did go on some Tinder dates because, girl, I didn't have nothing in this apartment and I was here for a whole week. And I was like, my apartment was empty. I had 2 suitcases of air waiting for my stuff to get here because I moved here the Monday after the weekend that Florence was supposed to hit. The area I'm in wasn't really impacted by Florence at all, but I used the moving company to drive my stuff from Dallas to out here, and because of all the forecasts, they would have started driving out on Thursday. They halted all deliveries to this area because all the forecasts were saying it was going to be really, 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 really bad. And it's fine, you know, I wasn't upset about that. I would rather us err on the side of caution. Ooh, you can see all my lace because it's sitting right on top of my hair. Damn. You know what I need? The problem is I can't find my wooden brush, one. I don't have my rat tail with the wire tail comb. That would help a lot. And I made the wig a little too perfect to my head size, but we're gonna make this work. All right, we're gonna go in with number 41, Dior Forever. I have to just put it on my face. When my stuff got delivered on Tuesday, I had a flight and I was running super late. I was about to miss my whole flight. So I got to the airport, CLT. My flight was boarding at 12:40 and I got to the airport at 12:20. Fortunately, I wasn't checking no bags or whatever. But 2 people I think recognized me. One just kind of smiled and like said, hey girl, hey, and kept it moving. The other girl like stopped, and I think she was getting ready to be like, oh my gosh. But I was running so late, I kept walking, and I feel really, really bad because I feel like if someone's excited to see me, they deserve my time. There is nothing wrong with y'all rolling up on me and saying hello. There's something wrong with me rolling up to the airport so late trying to make my flight. So I felt really bad. I had no clue who the young lady was. I apologize, sis. I apologize. I went to New Orleans for Beyonce's concert, and I don't know why, like what was happening, but so many people stopped me in New Orleans. I was like, am I that popping in New Orleans? Or is it just maybe that there's like black tourism, like Girls Trip? I keep saying Girls Trip really helped Essence Fest in New Orleans overall, but I saw On the Run too in New Orleans. And we're trying to slay, and the sleigh is just going all the wrong ways today. The sleigh is looking like a nay. Oh, I was saying, because my apartment was empty and I had nothing but an air mattress in here, I went on some dates because I was going to go crazy. So I had my happy behind on Tinder, and I went on a few, and well, 2 of them were, woo girl, the hotep jumped out, and I forgot, you know, I'm back on the East Coast. It's not that hotep didn't exist. First of all, I didn't really entertain dating that much in Dallas, but like, I do feel like there's something about being back on the East Coast, and I think both of the men that were hotep were from the Northeast, like the DC, Philly area, which definitely sees a larger hotep crowd. I mean, you have more proximity to the people that sort of preach this sort of Ankh right movement. And what I don't really understand is, if you believe that single black women are the downfall to the black family, why the hell are you trying to date us? If you sit here talking about the Moynihan report and try to school me on Democrats and like welfare, why are you bothering? Like, the first guy was full on. So I don't really lie to people about being a YouTuber anymore, and it's a tricky balance, right? So the first guy ended up showing my YouTube channel too, which I typically never do. And I don't know why I did it this time, but whatever. I show him my YouTube channel, and he says, I teach history too. And I'm just like, bro, you said you own a trucking company. How the hell do you teach history? But all right, like, don't be judgmental. You know, don't be judgmental, Josie, don't. I was like, oh, okay, so how do you teach it? He's like, by informing people. And so I'm like, okay, how do I politely ask? How do you as a truck driver? How the hell are you teaching history? Well, I don't say I teach history. I say I discuss things from a political history standpoint. I don't believe that I'm a teacher. But it's like, you know, you could always kind of take a stab at me about like, well, who am I to do what I do? Like, what credentials do I have? I came up with, so you watched it in colors. And he's like, yeah, all 4. And I'm like, oh no. And so I tell him, he's like, oh, what, do you have an issue with it? I'm like, well, yeah, you know, the first mention of black women in Hidden Colors 1 is that we only get along with black men when we're laying on our back. Black women are trained to have a gaze at white men as if we admire white men more than we admire black women, black men, or that single black mothers are the reason for the uptick in gay black men. And I'm just like, you know, you might not even realize how like rhetoric like that is violence, perpetuates violence towards black women in the queer community. That's like, that sort of pathology has a very dangerous impact on our community. So I was explaining to him like how that violence can work, and I made some reference to pregnant women, and he says, well, do you believe that women get pregnant from God or by God or by science? And I'm like, well, it's science. Science is how. Now, if you believe that science is from God, yeah, sure, but it is there's a science to how women get pregnant. And he was like, nah, it's all God, but he don't believe. Like, girl, I can't even repeat the conversation because it was so wonky. He was one of them, like, you know, like the niggas that be standing out in the purple and gold talking about we all Hebrew. He like one of them. And I was just like, oh no, I can't do this. And I meant to pay for my own food and drink because I was like, all right, well, this is not gonna go nowhere, so I'm not going. But he was courteous. Like, I didn't feel uncomfortable, and I almost would have like kept up with him if he was a little bit more cognizant and coherent. Like, there was no chance of how we would ever date. But, you know, I might have like entertained more conversations with him if he wasn't so like far off the deep end. He wasn't even making no sense, and it was a very frustrating conversation, and I was just trying to stay level-headed. And so we ended the date, and Other date was cool. The dude was just boring, but you know, he cool peoples. He nice. He just doesn't have no real swag. I met up with another nigga who like sent me a message like, yo, let's go to the used bookstore and pick out books together. And I'm like, oh, that's corny as hell, but you know, maybe this is a bad play. Maybe, you know, why be judgmental? Just go meet up with the dude. Oh, I'm putting cream on top of powder. Wow. Oh well, okay. We're just going for the full mess today. So I meet up with him. First of all, he don't look like his pictures. Like, he looked like his pictures, but yo, for as much as men complain about women using Snapchat filters, Negroes really be out here using their high school pictures, college pictures, and you in your 40s. You ain't been in college in 15 years. Angle pictures make you look taller than what you really is. Like, dudes really don't be old, like, Niggas be catfishing on the niggas really do be catfishing on the low. I meet up with him and he's short and he's just not attractive. Like, I don't find him attractive, and so I'm already kind of like, eh. So he's like, okay, well, what he owns, he talks about like he flips houses or whatever, and he's asking me what I do, and I'm like, I'm on YouTube, and he goes like, oh god, so what do you talk about? And I was like, wow, have you had a negative experience with YouTubers? I mean, I guess we're at a point where like men in my age group are encountering women who are like influencers and stuff. And so I did all that skin, and now let's actually do something to our eyes. I kind of wanted to do a more dramatic look. Ooh, so since I traced my family history and it turns out that I have Nigerian family from Calabar, we're gonna do the Calabar color from this Juvia's kit, even though Ancestry updated my DNA. Well, updated everyone's DNA. Everyone who was like heavy percentages of Nigerian is like 1%. I mean, I don't expect my modern day DNA to match with modern day Africans accurately anyway. I don't really think it shows an accurate portrait of where your family might have stemmed from, you know, 100, 200, 300 years ago. Because as my next video about Africans selling us into slavery, we're gonna have that difficult conversation. Yeah, slavery didn't happen in a vacuum, and slavery negatively impacted the people that were not enslaved. So the communities in Africa that we might have been taken from have largely transversed. But anywho, my dad's DNA matched a Nigerian family who is a Kowi from Cross Rivers. And they are from an area close to Calabar, which was a major slave port, if I am not mistaken. We're gonna meet up probably next month. I forgot to hit the guy up when I was in Philly because he lives in the Philadelphia area, but I don't know why I put this dark ass color on my eye, but I did. And now we're gonna have to clean it up. It's all right. Oh, but the second guy, okay, so back to this the hotel date. So after I told him I was a YouTuber, he was like, oh, what do you talk about? And I'm like, pop culture from a political history lens, and usually culture at large. He's like, oh, so that means you're a hard left when it comes to politics? And I just thought that was a weird question. Like, so that means you're a hard left. And I'm like, I don't really know what you're implying. Yeah, I guess you could say I lean more towards being like a socialist. And he was like, oh, so do you ever like listen to the other side? Like listen to Ben Shapiro. Now, Ben Shapiro, I believe he does YouTube videos too. He has like a radio show. He's a conservative, and he's like a person that would have like Candace Owens on his show. And like, he doesn't necessarily agree with Candace Owens, but he does reason with her. And I'm not a fan. I don't really, and like my response to him was like, I don't really go out of my way to upset myself every day. Like, I think there's enough politically happening that I can find out about without trying to, you know, go out of my way to upset myself. But I'm aware of who these people are. Like, you know, I'm aware. Yeah. He makes a comment about he listens to stuff like that because he does think that they have points. And that a two-party system is a necessity because we need both sides to have checks and balances to create an equal society, and that without it we won't have an equal society. And so I'm kind of calculating because I'm like, do you think as a black person that we've ever lived in an equal society here with the two-party system that we've had for, I mean, how long? I don't even remember where the conversation kind of went, like how we got from one point to the other in the conversation. Oh, this is a really pretty color. Typically, I think people that are black people, particularly who are inclined to listen and agree with any facet of like Ben Shapiro, you know, because I made the point, I was like, you know, why would I listen to someone who pulls that all lives matter shit? Like, hell no. But yeah, I do believe that men who typically listen to like Ben Shapiro and agree with or find any sort of person like that to have equitable points and be someone that they would support with the listen, also has very bad politics when it comes to feminism. He kept asking me like political questions, and he kept like laughing and like cackling as he was asking them, and I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening here. I don't really understand what's going on. Maybe we should talk about something different. He was asking me like interview questions, and then he was like, you know, you're responding to me like you have a camera in front of you, and I'm like, no, I talk like this all the time. This is how I talk. And like, you're asking me questions that all have implications because they're all political questions. So like, I'm a person about my integrity, so I don't know how else you want me to answer you other than the way I'm answering you. I don't get what the issue is. Ooh, girl. I was explaining to him, you know, like, you know, you asked me these political questions, and I'm thinking I just, you know, I met up with someone who like was asking similar questions because they had like some point they were trying to make about their own politics that I absolutely don't agree with. So, you know, I don't even waste your time if you believe that single black women are the downfall of the black family. And he was like, well, you know, the Democrats haven't done much for black people either. And I'm like, I wasn't making the point that they were. We understand that if I were to date white men, like how ridiculous it would be for me to deal with a white man who says that black lives don't matter because black people kill each other. So why don't we understand how crazy it is for me to entertain a black man who thinks that single black women, which I am one, are the downfall of the black family? Why would I do that? Well, do you always have to date someone who agrees with you? Bruh, I just explained to you, why would I date someone who has personal beliefs that are harmful to my well-being? Why is that even like something you don't understand? I don't be getting how these dudes be like, I don't get it. So I was like, you know, maybe this isn't gonna work. Maybe I should just leave you be. And like, so I scoot over to get up. Mind you, like, this is all like a 15-minute conversation. I think the whole interaction lasted for maybe 30 minutes. So like maybe 15 minutes in, I scoot to get up, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I just don't think this is gonna work. He's like, no, well, maybe we should get you some food and some drink, and like let's sit down and keep talking. And I'm like, I don't know why I even stayed. I didn't want him to buy me any food and drink though, because I was like, I'm not finna waste. We're not finna see each other again. But you know, as much as I would love to be like a total bitch and be like, nah, I'm good, have a good day, you still try to like end on a good note. Why? I don't know why that's like my natural inclination. Stay up a couple minutes, and like, you know, I explained to him like, if you agree with people like Tariq Nasheed or Umar Johnson, I'm not gonna deal with you. Like, he's like, well, do you rail as hard against people that believe in the beliefs pushed forward by TD Jakes? And I'm like, you know, I'm personally not a fan of TD Jakes, but I understand how Christianity has, and religion at large, has helped oppressed people, you know, survive, and how faith works to give hope to an oppressed people. And so as much as we can claim that Christianity is the tool that was used to enslave black folks, we also have to acknowledge the sort of liberation and points of survival that Christianity has also given the black people as they've taken it on as their own and created their own churches. And so I don't personally believe that my issues with TD Jakes aren't that his messages are harmful to my livelihood or other parts of my community's livelihood. And if I ever felt like he crossed that line, then yes, I would absolutely roll against him that hard. But my issues are more about like how religion is used to promote capitalism than anything. And he's just not my cup of tea. Like, but I get why people like him. I don't really think he's saying a whole lot. It's not for me. No, I'm not gonna go around advocating that people not follow him or listen to him at all, because he's not preaching messages that are harmful to the livelihoods of members of the black community. So I respect how people find their joy in him, and you know, whatever. And at that point he was like, all right, I'm gonna finish my beer and you can have a good day. I think he just wanted to end the date, which was fine. I know I didn't have a lot to say about why I moved here, because for me, because how I live my life, I just don't need a whole lot of reason to get up and move anywhere. Like, me wanting to is enough reason. So I know people are like, ooh, the South, why are you living in the South? But you know, I'm living here, not you. I'll be alright. And we will avoid the Hotep men. We're gonna put a lash on. What have y'all been doing this summer? I feel like this has been a very productive summer. I'm hoping to get this podcast out this year. I've been talking with Halise about producing Pop Snark as a podcast because that absolutely needs to come back, but it is incredibly difficult for me to get that done as a video with everything else I have going on because the videos take a lot of time to produce. Aside from Get Ready With Me, I don't do any videos off the top of my head, especially when I'm talking about heavier topics. So you could do like this community thing. I don't know if you're aware, but there is now a community page on every YouTube channel where like I don't have to necessarily post, you can comment on like posts that I do, I guess. It's like a timeline feed. I don't know how well these sort of posts show up on your homepage, but I did put a post asking for more topic suggestions, and I think I got a good range of suggestions to work with, and so I'm just looking forward to putting out better content now that once I fully unpack, because these lazy Get Ready With Me's that I've been doing, not necessarily this one, I mean this one was just a mess, and I tried, sis. I tried. I even put up the artwork for y'all, even though you can't really see it, but I tried to get it together. It just, I'm a mess, and it's shining through all on its own. Okay, what color lip should we put on with this? I don't know how I feel about my eye look. It's a little messy, to be honest. I should clean off this brush. This is always a color that I only ever use as like a highlight on the center lip because it like looks weird on the inside of my lip. It looks good, but as soon as I start talking, it's a mess. All right, so we're gonna go with this Black Radiance 5408. All right, let's brace ourselves for what this hair is doing. I'm a nervous wreck about the hair. I know a lot of the beauty YouTubers use a filter on top of their videos, so I'm not even going to stress myself out too much about the visibility of this lace. It looks a little crazy. It does. But I can't keep stressing it. I'm going to clean it up and come back, but let's switch mirrors. This is too heavy in my hand. This is what I'm saying. When you pluck it, right, and you thin it out, you really need the hair to like go in the right direction for it to really work. Oh, is that lace? Or did I just get a whole lot of glue on the top of my ear? I'm about to run through all. I do like that, you know, a lot of times when you order with small companies, that shipping takes a little bit longer, but you know, I ordered that bowl hold on like a Wednesday and got it by Friday. Maybe I ordered it. No, I ordered it before I left. I ordered it on Tuesday and it was in the mail by the time I came home. But it's not too bad. I mean, the lace is a little, it's off in color, girl. It's off. But this hair is gorgeous and I really love the shape of it because I haven't had to cut it at all. Matter of fact, let me blow it out a little bit and come back with the final look. I don't know what I did to get this glue situation to look so bad, but the hair I love. This is gonna be the final look. Look, the internet's been boring and stressful for the past week, so I'm just gonna wear the hair like this and y'all have a reason to talk shit about me because girl, it's a mess. Give y'all something to entertain y'all with. I tried, but I think you definitely need a balding cap with this and it needs to cover all your hair. I think I might have thinned the lace out a little too much and I should have put my color foundation on the bottom of the lace because it's just a little like, one, my whole hairline is tacky. Everything is tacky. It's still not dried all the way. And it's just the scalp looks so much lighter than me. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how is it reading on camera. I think I look a whole mess, but I love the hair. And I love the shape that it gave and that I didn't have to cut it at all. Like it's not shaped to my face at all. This is just how the hair felt. This is what I had wanted with the shorter wig. I wanted a shorter wig that kind of did this shape, so I got the shape that I wanted. Finally, all the details, I'll even put all the makeup down below in the comment section. It might take a little bit in the description box, not the comment section. All the details will be down below in the description box. I will put all the makeup that I have on down below in the description box. Girl, it might take me, maybe the video will go up before I get it all update, but at some point it'll be updated. Thanks for watching. This is still a mess to Get Ready With Me, but the next one, because I ain't doing another one until I finish unpacking, that one gonna be lit. And I'm gonna try and be more like Peak Mill in the next one and curl this, because I think this would hair would, like with some big curls, It'd be lit. All right. Talk to you later. Deuces.